Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So here we are continuing with ship evolution, and today we're going to update the monstrosity of our upper decker type of system. So let's get started. Alright, so getting started, we need to kind of fix up this bottom piece for the bridge. No, not the bridge, the bottom piece, the double decker piece of the ship. So we can do a few things, and that is to tack on a few things like thrusters or something similar to that. So let's see how we can start this. Alright, so I'm just gonna store some stuff away first. And I think we could definitely use this piece in the back to have like a small ship. So right now it just looks plain and everything like that, but believe me, that's gonna change for the most part. So we do need to add some things here too. So what are we gonna add? We're likely gonna have to add some thrusters and things like that. So should we add large ion thruster back here? So we can add something like right in this section. Like so. I think we could do at the very moment I'm kind of in the mood to kind of put it maybe towards the end here. Let's try a very odd spot, and we're just gonna add it here. Right, so we just get rid of this and that. Here we go. So we might need some more like blocks on this, but let's see what that's gonna look like. So we're gonna flip it onto its side similar to that, and yeah, I think I need to add some blocks here just so it sticks. So we add these things here. It looks like I can't get a good here. I'm just gonna have to do it this way for now and see if is that yeah, that's kind of like the furthest out I can get it. Yep. So it's gonna be something like that. Does that look okay? It's not really coming out the best, but that might be doable. Actually, no, it's probably gonna be a little bit more doable towards the end here. As much as I didn't want to put it towards the end, I think I might have to be honest. So we're just gonna put it here. Put that thruster right over here. And we can make it like so. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. We could, do we want to push it back a little bit? No, we should be fine. Alright, so if we now kind of close this out like so, that might actually look kind of decent here. That can work. Yeah, I do see that that would be able to kind of work. Not the best looking, obviously, but it's possible that we can make this work. And we could even decide to do this actually. Let me see if this works out. So instead of putting that kind of block there, we can kind of make it symmetrical to this piece here. So we're just gonna do it like that. So just to kind of give more shape and everything like it to it. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right. And here we're just gonna, let's just add all the rest of the blocks for now, and we'll decide what to do with the rest later. We're probably gonna have to dismantle or grind down some of these so we can add some more things to it, to be honest. But I just want to kind of fill it all in for now, so then we have a decent kind of closed out area for the most part. And yeah, that's good. Okay, so we have forward thrust, which is good. Do you want to add hydrogen thrusting too, or no? That's another question or idea we can kind of combine here. We have reactor power or uranium power, so I kind of can stay away with I'll stay away from the hydrogen thrust if necessary. So I might do that for now, but I think if we eventually do need some hydrogen thrust, we're gonna have to do some hydrogen thrust. So we'll wait for that. But I think this is gonna look not too bad if we left it this way. So let me see if I can weld up some of these things really quickly so we can get a good idea of where to go from here. Alright, so here we go. So we got that part going. It's not looking too bad. And if we really wanted to, I think we could just... Let me see if we can do it this way with this design. And of course I'm going to build this one with more color changes and a color scheme. The color scheme I'm probably going to leave it default with the white, gray, maybe the dark color, dark gray, blue and white kind of situation. Because I do like that initial respawn pod color look anyways. So, okay, so this is looking okay. I kind of want to round this up a little bit more. But we'll leave it as for now. So this looks good. Here we can add a different design right here. So we can get rid of that spot and do this. Right, so that's going to look okay. We can think about using a different block here. And that might be, you know what, it's a good idea. We could probably use something like that. Or make it look even odd. Just to change it up a little bit. And add this here. Does that kind of work out? Not really, but we just give it a shot and see how that goes. So yeah, but other than that, I kind of want to round this out a little bit more. So I think a good idea is going to be using a block similar to this right here. There we go. So that makes it look a little bit better than having it like kind of curve right into an angle. So we're gonna do that on both sides, obviously, and there we go. Right, so that's gonna look like that. So of course we gotta fix the bottom half as well. Here we go. So I'm not gonna weld this part out just yet for now. Technically we still have another level here, so this might actually turn into only one block tall, it seems. Not the best thing in the world, but yeah, that might be what we're gonna have to do here. But of course we could also use half blocks or panels or anything like that just to make it look like there's more space, but really not that much space. Right, so yeah, we'll just leave this as is for now. Let's just work on one side first, because I think that's the best way to go about it right this moment. We'll weld up kind of the bottom half right now and move on from there. Alright, so there we go. So we got kind of the bottom half and top half all done. So it's not looking too bad. We could definitely use more designs on the outside right here. But it's okay. I'm actually liking this. It's a little bit of an odd shape, but it kind of works out. I mean, if we wanted to make it even crazier, we could probably do this instead. Just so we don't have that extra space over there. So we're going to do this with maybe this to kind of situate that. So it kind of gives it a little bit more protection if it gets shot at on the thruster end. Not a lot of protection because we are using regular light armor blocks, which we should really be using heavy armor blocks, to be honest, but nobody really has that much materials for the heavy armor blocks. Well, I mean, we probably do, but we have to rebuild the whole entire thing that way. Not likely to happen, but we'll just leave it as that for now. So it's a little too flat here, which is which means we need to add a little bit more design to it. So we can use some things to stick out a little bit to get the design, or we build it with, I don't know, neon tubing, things like that. So those can be some designs there. We can build some stuff that sticks out here as well. So if we wanted to, what can we stick out here? I mean, we could definitely put some weapons up here too. So that's another thing. But yeah, sticking things on top, like round stuff, would look pretty cool. If we decide to go with hydrogen thrusting, so like we could stick out kind of like that tank to kind of stick out kind of halfway up, maybe a little bit, just to get a cool design out of it. It's gonna be an issue with air tightness, but that is something we can kind of try or look at eventually. But yeah, this is alright. So that's taking some shape, so that's not too bad. We could definitely fix this a little bit more if we want to, but it's looking good. We can add it to the same side, but what else can we add? So I think two large thrusters like this going forward would likely give us enough push for the most part, right? So now we got to figure out how to slow it all down. So that's the next issue that we're gonna have. So to slow it all down, I do feel like we can add it right over here if we need to, as close as the bridge as we can. So maybe we do that, and it's either right here or right against it. I'm more inclined to say right against it, but push it back a little bit more, right? Would that look okay? We don't know until we try it, so let's just give that a shot. Alright, so I'm not too sure how much we're going to be able to push back without removing some thrusters, I think. Actually, no, we should be okay. Nothing's in the way. So we put a thruster here, and that's the wrong way around. Let's say like right over here. Kind of want it this way. And we could stick it up more if we want to. And I feel like that should be the way to go. So if we could stick it out more, it'll be like that. So that's what I was kind of thinking of initially, to get the thrusting going for these, to stop the whole entire ship. So it kind of hides it a little bit too, which is good. And I don't know, that should be okay. If we put it out here, it will look a little bit odd. So what we can do with this is kind of like kind of round it out a little bit too. So of course we can use these half slope blocks and things like that. So we did something like, let's try this. Oh, not this piece. We could try something along the lines of this, and hopefully that kind of makes it look okay. So here we go. We're gonna swell this up really quick and take a look at it. So that's not too bad, and that's not also the best either. But if I stick it out a little to the left, we might get a decent shape out of it. Or you know what, I'm gonna leave it as that for now. If we decide to move it later, we'll move it later, but I think we're gonna stick with that at this very moment. All right, so that's forward thrust, backward thrust. I think two large ones forward and back should be more than enough, especially if we're gonna keep this right here. It should be way more than enough. And also over here, right? So actually we could kind of just get rid of some of the iron thrust here and keep that as mainly hydrogen thrust, if anything. So that's definitely an idea. If we are keeping hydrogen, it might be a good idea to put more tanks, obviously. And I really want to try that kind of look. So let's just say, for an example, right here, we can add a tank, so a large tank, and kind of stick it out like that. Like that a little bit. So that does get rid of the spacing. Actually, no. Let's do... Alright, so I'm going to think about doing it this way here. So it has a bit of a sticking out piece to it, which would give it a little bit more design, but I'm not sure. I think if we stick it out on top, it looks a little bit better. If we leave it underneath, it's not as great. So, and of course, we don't want tanks to be exposed, but in terms of having a battleship to be safe from anything, you probably don't want this to be exposed. But in the case of making it look decent, we kind of do want to have it exposed. and to be honest, if I'm thinking about this a little bit more, we could add a lot of these actually. So if we could do, let's just say, we probably have to repaint this one a little bit, or let's see if we can use this piece here. So we say that is there, right? We put a tank here, so it's a little exposed, and we do the same thing on the bottom, right? So we want to get a little symmetrical here. We do the same thing. We'll put another tank here. So both bottom and top will have the hydrogen tank kind of sticking out a little bit to give it a little bit more design. But it does put it in danger of anything if it does get shot down or whatever the case is. Does it look decent though? It definitely does give a little bit more shape. But do we really want that? I mean, it looks interesting, but it sticks out a little too much. Yeah, that sticks out a little too much. So definitely we can't do symmetrical with this unless we extend the bottom a little bit. I really don't want to extend it too much, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to put it right there where I think would be best. And then even from here, we can do something like that just to give it more shape. And here, it kind of looks a little off-centered because this is a 2 cube across, and that's 3. So I was hoping to get that rounded out. You know what? We don't need a tank to do that. What we can do, if we really wanted to round it out, we could probably just do this. Right? Just a bit of a twist to it. So we can do, actually, yeah, we can do something like that. Just to add that extra look to this. So we can just build it with a bit of a hump here. Just get that rounding tube-like look. And I mean, that might be what I want to go with. I'm not going to build out too far just right now, but we're going to just do this for the moment. And let me weld it up just to kind of see what that kind of looks like. Alright, there we go. So it does give it a little bit more design to it. I think we can extend this out a little bit though. So we can probably do as far as the thruster itself. We get rounding it out on the very end of it. So let's see what that looks like. That looks it looks a little odd, but I think we can kind of keep it as that for now. All right, so that's giving more shape to it, so that's look good. We can get to the very end, or we should just leave it as that, which looks okay as well. Yeah, I think it's kind of taking shape. I'm gonna extend it out a little bit, but of course we're gonna have to kind of cut it short, or cut it somewhere, or cut it or edit it later down the line. But we just want to add it all together right this moment to kind of see what that's gonna look like. And don't forget, I still gotta work on the other side once I finish on this side, so that's another thing. Alright, so get this done. There we go. So we got that bit of a rounded out look. Kind of like that design a little bit. Just a tad. It gives it a little bit more shape to it, so that's the good part. It doesn't look like super great, but I think that would work. I think it really looked a little better if I was to cut it off from a specific angle here. And maybe we just do have to round it out a bit here. So it kind of takes shape. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do something like that. I don't know. We'll just leave it for now and we'll decide what to kind of do with that. I just kind of want a tubing like look to the ship there, just to get the outside a little more look and feel, right? So what we also can do on top or in the bottom, which for the most part we're gonna see on top the ship itself, and this is part of the evolution, I think, where we can add a refinery over here and also on the other side. Eventually we don't need all the refinery because we're gonna have enough storage for all the resources that we collect, right? So then we can use to repair our ship, repair the base for the never surrender scenario is one thing. So right now we definitely, I believe we are still slowly refining things. Yeah, we still got a lot of things to refine, it looks like. In terms of ore, we have platinum ore. Yeah, we have tons of ore to take care of. So let's just evolve the ship that way for the time being, right? So in order to do that, I do think if we do add the refinery up here, it will give it a little bit more design and look to it, which would be also a good thing, where we can add what's it may call it, the mods on top to give it a little more look and feel of it. But again, it is gonna have to go away eventually because we're not gonna need all this refineries towards the end, right? So we could add one right here and we leave the mod spot sticking up. The only problem right now, I just got to figure out where is the ports gonna be. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Do we want to put it this way or the opposite way? I think we're gonna do it this way, so that the portholes are more. Yeah, we have more portholes over there. But doing it this way, actually, if we do it this way, it's gonna be cover the portholes. So we gotta make sure if we can get to a porthole somehow, and we won't be able to get to anything like this, actually. If we put it here, the portholes are kind of blocked by these blocks. So we gotta figure out a way to situate that also. So, what can we do about that? And let's see how far it goes down here. So it goes down pretty far. Is that too close to this tubing thing as well? So we put it here, or we put it this way. No, that's not too close. That's fine. Alright, so let's weld up this guy to see what it looks like. We're gonna adjust the portholes. Maybe do some conveyor junctions and everything like that to kind of get to it. I think that's gonna work out because then we can also put weapons as well. Well, put a weapon right here. We might shoot ourselves a little bit, so not the best idea in the world, but should be okay. In terms of refining for stuff or mods, I really think we should add some, at least 1 or 2 yield mods. And that's going to help us gather a lot more of resources, kind of not really quick like speed modules, but it'll give us more. And if we have 3 refineries, I think that should be okay to have all these yield mods, and it'll slowly refine. So do I want to put a speed module? Probably prefer it, but I think if I do 4 speed modules here, that would actually, not speed module, yield mods, that would actually get us going even quicker, which is probably a better idea. So we do need to get all the components here kind of built out and produced. So I'm gonna put that all in production. Hopefully we can make it. It looks like we might not be able to. Did we really run out of iron? Yeah, we ran out of iron, so there is a chance that none of this is gonna work. Where's our refinery? You're refining cobalt. Okay, I need you to refine iron, and I don't think we even have iron to refine, do we? Do we have stone? No, we don't have nothing. Okay, so we need to gather. Oh, we have some iron right here, but it looks like the survival kit's standing on itself, which is true. So let's grab these out of the survival kit and put it in here. So that will produce some stuff. Okay, let's see if we can make these yield mods. I was hoping we could, but I think we can't. It does require superconductors, which we have a decent amount. Which I think that should be okay then. So let's just see. I think 20 each, right? Yeah, 20 each. So we do have that at least. And we just need the rest of the items, which we should have as well. Yeah, we definitely have it. Okay. So we'll put that together. We just got to get more materials. Alright, so we need this, this, and I think we put it all in the build planner, so that's good. So we just gather everything we can. Put that together, put this together, put this together. And so we're missing. Yeah, we get click that, click this. Get what we need. Perfect. Hopefully that's everything. Yep, that's everything. Alright, so that's speed mod. See, now it gives it a little bit of a look to it, which is good. Kind of what we're looking for. And you know what? This gives a good idea too. So let's just... Where is this piece here? Alright, so I think what we can do is something like this. We need the corner one. Don't really use the rounded blocks too much, to be honest. Never really a big fan of them for whatever reasons. But we can try it out. And we can do... that's not looking as good as I want it to be. No, that's fine. Let's do... That wasn't what I was trying to do. Okay. What I was trying to do was actually this. And I was hoping for that to kind of... Is there anything we could put over here to extend it this way? Like, I wanted to do this. Alright, here we go. So I wanted it to kind of all connect right over here. So I need something that's kind of fit to maneuver around this piece. But I think these are all corner pieces here, yeah. Is there more rounded areas or rounded objects? No, I don't think so. These are kind of the only ones. So you have the corner one, which I guess we could do that. Not the best looking, but it's all we got. Give it a shot. I mean, it's alright. Not the best. And of course we can use the rounded spots here to connect all the way down back here. So just to give it a little more shape. Looking okay. Once again, not the best looking thing in the world, but it's not terrible. I'm not a fan of this, but that's the best we can do. It looks decent. Not the bad. Yeah, it looks decent. Okay, so that's fine. We'll weld these guys up since we added some of those shapes here and designs. And again, not the best thing to have, especially for a battle ready ship, because these things are too exposed and we don't want to lose that. Get shot down over there, we're gonna lose 20 superconductors per yield mod. So that's definitely not ideal or not a good idea for a ship, a battle ready ship. So this right now is definitely not a battle ready ship because we don't have any offense. We have no missiles, no turrets, no Gatlins. We have no rail guns or anything on it, turrets, artillery, anything. This is, if we're gonna fight anything on this ship, it's more of a battering ram at this point. We're just gonna have to crash right into something. Alright, so the back piece is starting to look a little bit better. That, on the other hand, that thruster looks terrible now. So we're gonna have to situate that a little bit more. And kind of fix that up too. Which is okay for now. Yeah, so this kind of takes shape, but we do need to connect this. So this here, 4 yield mods. And the connector points, oh, actually, you know what? Let's actually weld up the refinery first, and then we'll figure it out from there. So yeah, let me take care of that really quick. Here we go. We got our refinery all set. We have the mods sticking out on top, giving him more shape. We have a refinery, and we just need to find a way to connect all the ports. So why is this refinery able to do that? Oh, okay, that makes sense because this is the side and this is completely different from that. So what can we do? I see ports. Oh, okay, you know what's good? A good thing, because we added that curved block right there, or rounded block, right? It's covering a port on top. So that's actually a good thing. So that means we can just do this and put a conveyor here and make it not look crazy. So yeah, I actually like that idea a little bit. So let's just get the interior plates here. We'll put that there. Well, it should be probably blue at this point. And yeah, we're gonna add that. And we're gonna find a way to get this all connected fairly shortly. Am I missing steel tubes? Nope, we have it. And there we go. So here's our conveyor, and it's completely blocking and not showing on the outside. So I like that idea. So that's a good thing. And from here, we just need to find a way to connect it to either this refinery or any other ports that we can find. We do need to stick it down a little bit more. And we need to keep this spot kind of open because we don't want to make it too small for a ship to kind of go through here. So I'm likely going to need a mining ship to get more resources because we have no way to mine using this ship anymore because it's way too big anyways. So we're going to have to create a secondary resource to mine and drop stuff down in this case. So where can we get a good port from here? Or connection from here? I guess we could kind of connect it through from here through, I think. Yeah, that it is gonna. Yeah, I do wish it was up here where I can connect it. I don't want to put something right here. And that's just gonna be a bit of a pain. So maybe what's underneath here? There's no port there, so if there was a port there, they're even better. But I think I've completely flipped that around. But right, so this is covered up a bit. That's a thruster, so that's not good. So is that still being held up by anything? Yeah, it is. Shoot. So there's no ports. Or Yeah, it's no port we can use without having to kind of utilize the spacing. The only other option is to use this here, which is connected to the ion thrusters and this carbon container. I think, yeah, that's what we're gonna have to go with. Let's not do that. Yeah, I think that's what we have to go with. So we do have to connect a whole piping system all the way up to here. Is this gonna expose anything? Yes. So we need to keep that. Here, it's not gonna expose anything. So we can do it that way. Okay, so what we can use in this case, if we really care to, use the reinforced conveyor tubes, which looks pretty awesome. I like it. And we can just do kind of show the bottom part, because that's what we're gonna see for the most part. So it's gonna look plain like this, but look a little bit better this way. So we're gonna just add that design right over here, and we're gonna have to curve it into this spot here. So we can use a C-shaped one, I believe, and we don't have to cube it this one. These. So these we don't have to go with the flat version. So we can do. Let's see here. Actually, we're supposed to add another one here. And then from this particular spot, we can add, just for kicks, I guess, we can add the T-shape. T-shape. Unfortunately, we can't see the T-shape that nicely like this. But we'll do that, and we'll add the C shape right over here. So we, again, that kind of covers it where we can't see it, which is not what I kind of want, but it's okay. And I think that's gonna be the same for this as well. So even if we did do the T or C, we might not be able to see it. I think I'm gonna do a T-shape here, although it's gonna expose this spot to do nothing. Let's put C-shape right over here. So yeah, we just put it here. So those are kind of cube-like conveyor. It's pretty much putting like a conveyor junction, just a different kind of look to it, and it will work out. I mean, usually I would just use the pipes. I like the pipes a lot more. Going back to the whole pipes galore update, which was the industrial update. So this does add a little more, I guess, a bit of a look to it, I guess you can say. Alright, so I'm not sure. Yeah, these things take, not crazy. It does take 25 steel plates though, in total. So that's a bit much. Yeah, these things take a lot, so I guess it's reinforced, so that makes the good thing about it. But yeah, let's do it slowly since we don't have a lot of space. We can do the steel plates first, then we can do the interior plates, what we did, and the construction components. So going back to basics and slowly getting these things put on. Kind of works out in a way. So yeah, so just slowly plug these in. I think we have okay, so now we're out of tier plate, so this is gonna take a bit of time, so let me just run through this really quickly. All right, so here we go. We got our kind of reinforced conveyor tubes here all set, and this refinery should be running now. So yeah, it gives it a little bit of a look here. I don't like this, but not much we can do about it unless we use the exposed one. And we left this just in case we need it for whatever reasons. So that's fine for now. And yeah, we're looking decent. We gotta fix that thruster in the front eventually as well. So this is taking shape. It's giving it a little bit more design back here. We do need to add more stuff over here as well. So that's where we got to think about upward and downward thrust, and also sideways thrust. So side thrusting, I mean, one solution instead of using one large ion thruster and things like that, we can use a whole bunch of these to kind of situate inside right here. So we can do something like that if we really wanted to, or we just stick it out here and just kind of fill the whole entire thing with these if necessary. So something like, I kind of want to say, I'm gonna put that there first, and for sideways thrust we could put a whole bunch of these guys here. So we could do something like this, and that may or may not equate to one large one. Likely not. One large one probably is, actually I don't even know what the one large one equates to in terms of the ion thrusters. If I knew, that might be a good might be something good to know. But I think we can just keep going down to right over here. Put the ion thrusters till we can't put any more. Let's just leave 2 blocks. 2 blocks, let's just say, as an example. And here's where we have to, or may have to, add a little bit more design too. So we can cover it up a little bit, such as this, if you want. So I'm not sure how we're gonna do this, but we can also do it this way, so it makes it look a little bit better. So let's try this. All right, so that gives it a little bit more shape on the side at least. And not much we could do about this, I think, unless we use something. No, we can't use something too big. We could do this if we want to, but I think we will be fine to... Alright, so we're just gonna stick with this for the time being. Yeah, we're gonna use that for the time being. So weld this all up and let's see what that looks like. Alright, so we kind of come to a point where we're running out of iron, which is not good. Wasn't expecting that to really happen so soon. So hopefully we have enough to kind of fix the other side of the ship. So we're not going to be able to weld up the thrusters for the most part, it looks like, or even all of the steel plates that we need to. I think we have a good number, 2k, about almost 2k worth of steel plates, so that should be okay for the time being. And let's see how this looks. So we add this here. These weld up really quick. Alright, so that gives us a little bit of a look. Not liking it too much. Yeah, I'm not liking that little, not really liking that much at all. So definitely a no-go. I mean, in this case, the only reason I didn't like it is because I think it's that little peak of it. What if we use the old thrusters, the old ion thrusters? If that looks a little bit better, I'm just gonna keep that. So it's gonna look like this. So it does give it, kind of want to, actually I like it like that, but it can't because we have the thruster there. So if we add it there, that looks okay. But if we add a large one, we could also do that. That is definitely something we can do. But do we want to use a large one? That's the biggest question. I kind of like the idea of having the smaller thrusters here. It looks a little bit better when it's dug in. Kind of looks like a pirate ship in the cannons. So if it's like that, it kind of gives it a better look, to be honest. The only problem with this is that we are going to be short a few because of the large ion thruster that's here. So here it's going to be kind of covered up. which isn't too bad. But that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ion thrusters. Is that enough to push it sideways? I don't think so. But the good news is that we could also put some more here. And I like actually done this before, kind of like the staggering system here. That makes it look kind of neat in some ways. It's not the best thing in the world, but it just makes it look a little neat. But that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more thrusting on the side. It does make it look a little terrible right at this moment, so we're gonna get rid of that. But I think eventually we do need to add more side thrusting here somehow. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we add it on the top, but right now, let's give this a shot. It might be more than enough to kind of push us sideways. We do have a lot also on top, so that might work out. Who knows, right? So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them total on one side. So I don't know. I don't think that's enough, but we can put more right here. I think. Yeah, that might work. Let's just put all the way over here up to there. And we continue on with the same kind of design here. Probably shouldn't have ended it right there, so let's just do it this way. And I mean, right here we could just do kind of like that if we need to. Yeah, I mean, all right. Probably add a light there or something. It's not as even as I want it to be, so let's just do this. We add right there. Here we go. So now we have, I think we just added 2 more, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I added 1 more. It wasn't even 2. So 8 here. It might work out with these guys. Yeah, I think it might work out. So we should be okay. So what else can we add on top in terms of design? Before we go any further, I think we need to edit this one here. I'm not liking this one where it is now, and let's kind of rethink this through. It looked okay, it's that that's too close to the side here, so it made it look a little terrible. So we made it a little bit further in. It might look better, and we just designed it out somehow. Or we only stick with 1 ion thrust for this situation. Do we want to do that? Probably not. I think we want to add 2 to kind of slow us down even faster. Why make it slow down a lot less than going forwards, right? So if it's too close, let's just do this then. Let's get rid of a few more here. Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, so can we add it there? If we add this here, the large one, it should come out to be something like that. Alright, so we need to do that. It's not sticking. Gotta add 1 more there. Here we go. That's sticking. So sticking out like that. How's that look? Alright, that looks a little bit better. Much better than what it was before. So even if we put these things back up, it would look okay. Here's where we get rounded out a little bit. With this kind of shaping here. Actually, if we did it like this, that might look a little bit better. Up here, we're gonna make it kind of a different one. So add that. So it's gonna look like that. Does that look good? Not really. Yeah, Kind of makes it look a little odd, to be honest. So, Alright, but at least that kind of flushed out. That actually looks a little bit better than what it was before. Here, we're probably just gonna do the same exact thing. It's still not the best, but it's kind of doable. Yeah, that's doable. I don't think we have 960 thruster components still. Do we? Thruster components are 52 and 79. So we still can't even weld these things up. So we still have an issue here. So that's bad. This refinery, the other refinery, really needs to be trying to refine something other than platinum, I think. Let's get some stone. Cobalt is fine. Basic refinery can take care of cobalt. We want gold. Let's do gold. Forget your platinum for now. Get some gold. Actually, you know what? Thruster components needs platinum. So it was right to do the platinum first. So yeah. So yeah, that's what we have. So this one has how many? This has all speed mods, I think. With one yield mod. Yeah, there's one yield mod in there, so that's fine. Okay, so we still haven't closed out the loop here. So that's another thing. We could get rid of these guys because we're probably gonna add like the large thrusters for that. So actually, that's another thing. Where we're gonna put the downwards and upwards thrust. That's a really good question. So if we were to do downward thrust, I could probably use 2 of these large ones also. If not, we could use a whole bunch of small ones. And I think that might be the idea, is to use a whole bunch of small ones for that. We just use the big ones for forward and backwards thrust, small ones for up, down, left, and right. I think that's probably our best bet at this point. And we'll probably kind of go from there. Alright, so we only got about 2k worth of steel plates right now. So we're not going to be able to finish this, or the thrusting, to be welded up at any point in time. We're probably not going to have enough materials to do the refinery on the other side as well. So that's going to be a big pain in the butt. So let's keep it as it is currently. We're going to weld up this side. And we're probably going to try to weld up the other side and design the same way. See what that kind of looks like. Alright, so we're probably just going to weld it up really quickly. So a quick little time lapse, if anything. So sit back and enjoy. Alright, so that's gonna do it for now, because we are completely out of steel plates. I mean, we can continue doing what we're doing, which was actually going to disassemble a lot of things here just to get some steel plates, but it's not yielding us a lot of steel plates. So we need to head and actually see if this thing can even move with all this weight now. But we were close to finishing up some of the design. That's just the preliminary piece. We still need to close it up and then actually get enough thruster components for the large iron thrusters. So I'm not even sure if we could even push everything, even adding those here. Because even adding the frame of the items, it is going to be adding weight. So I think we still could fly it, but not 100% sure. It should work fine. Okay, so the ship is... Oof, that's kind of looking terrible. I do need to drop the bridge down a little bit to make it look a little more symmetrical, I think. So looking at this way, yeah, it's quite an ugly machine. So I think I have to work with some pistons and merge blocks. I think it would look a lot better if I dropped it down towards the middle, I think. So looking at it from the top like this looks fine. Let's get rid of everything, right? That looks good or decent. That looks nasty. So we gotta fix that up. But right now it's looking okay. Yeah, I think we just gotta drop the bridge down. And yeah, it was an idea in the comments as well. Drop the bridge down towards the middle, then it should look a little better. But then again, we did that. We have to move the thrusters that we just put right up front. So we're gonna have to kind of situate all that later down the line too. But now, since we are quite out of iron or steel plates, we got to find our nearest point. So one of the closest ones, 13.6, it looks like. And I think I saw another one that said right there, nickel and iron. So that might be our closer bet. And there's also some ice over there too, which we could use some more, if anything. But for the most case, we should be okay. I think I'm gonna head over to this nickel and iron right there. So we are gonna have to shift our weight a little bit. Oh, this is rough. Alright, let's turn out our hydrogen thrust. See if that's gonna work. Okay, so that gives us a little more push. It's still rough. Maybe we need an extra gyroscope or something. But yeah, this is kind of rough. Here's another kind of idea I was thinking of, is maybe I just take off the bridge and add or change it up. It looked great as a small ship, but adding the double-decking piece, not so good. So I'm gonna have to find a way to modify it to make it look a lot better. Yeah, it depends on which angle you're looking at it. It makes a big difference. So that's gonna have to change. So yeah, it's slowly taking a shape, but it's also not a very good looking ship at the moment. But I mean, that's the best we can do with what we got so far. We just gotta change and edit it a little bit more as we go. Alright, so we're gonna head towards this nickel and iron, which is about 11 kilometers away, or 11 and a half. So let's not waste too much energy in terms of hydrogen and ion thrusting. We'll just put dampeners on, fly towards the point, and we should be able to stop fairly quickly. I think. Actually, no. It's gonna slow down really slow. So if anything, we'll probably have to put our dampeners back on roughly 2 kilometers away, and that should do it. And the worst part is I didn't save enough iron to build a small grid ship to mine for what we need right now. So that's the problem we're gonna have. So I thought I was situated enough to have all the resources that I need to build the ship out a little bit more, but apparently not. So right, yeah, everything's looking decent. I really need to fix that bridge. That doesn't look as great as I thought it would, because it's just too big of a ship, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna design it a little bit different, the bridge. It's gonna evolve from having a nice little bridge connected to that original space pod or respawn pod body, but now we're gonna have to change it up a bit more from there. Okay, so we are... Well, I think I just wasted a whole bunch of hydrogen by holding forward a little too much, but it's okay. So we're getting close to it, and I think... Is this scatter right in front of us? Yeah, I think the asteroid right over here are also the nickel and iron. This whole piece of field is. So let's just slow down. And we are slowing down really slow, as you see there. Everything's kind of crisscrossing. Hopefully nothing's burning. But I think this whole area right here actually is part of this whole iron and nickel kind of build out of it. So I hope we slow down in time. Yeah, it looks like we are. And we could just kind of mine out some of the iron and nickel that we need. So let's just fly to a decent rock that might have all that. And now the worst part is kind of maneuvering it a little to the side. Takes a bit of time and struggle, so I feel like we need it. It's definitely more thrusters that we need, and definitely more, maybe another gyroscope, maybe. I think that's nickel for the most part, so we're gonna find the iron, but let's try to get as close as we can without breaking anything, so we can easily dump our findings or resources right into the ship really quickly. So we're just gonna have to kind of maneuver it that way. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, so now we have to just gather some resources. Now at this point I wish I had some mods to collect the loose stones. Not stone, the loose resources that fly out now. So like some kind of what was that, the kind of like an ore collecting kind of situation, or what was it called, like gravity collector or something like that. That's a good mod to kind of play around with. I actually have that installed in one of my other scenarios that I'm playing. Never really used it, so we'll see how we're gonna do this. So anyways, when we're gathering a full backpack, it's only about 2k worth of iron, so that's not much at all. So this is a slow process if we do keep doing this by hand, but I think I'm just gonna collect as much iron as I can so I can actually build a small miner, if anything, and kind of put a pause to our current build of the ship. If anything, I could probably get the steel plates from the bridge. I really think I need to rework the bridge because, again, it definitely looks nice up top, but once we get down, it looks kind of bad. But then again, I can merge block it. We can bring it down and merge block it to make it look decent too. I mean, we're probably going to give that a shot first. If not, we're going to have to dismantle and kind of rebuild it to make it look a little bit better in terms of the bridge look, along with the whole entire body of the ship. But right now the bridge is a little too high versus the body of the ship, so it's making it have that kind of long neck and a little odd shape and feel to it. So just looking at it, yeah, it kind of it is a little cringe. So we're gonna have to kind of fix that in some ways. Alright, so once again, it's just filling up about 2k worth of iron. Looks like we're collecting stone at the same time, so that's also another issue. Yeah, definitely a drill system on the ship. A lot quicker way to collect resources. This is not, as I always say, ideal, but we're just gonna have to roll with what we got right now. Mining for resources like this, it's a little bit of a pain because everything flies away. I think if we have a gravity generator, it might help to make it like stick to the ground depending on which direction you're looking at, or have the gravity generator working. So there's that. You know what's actually what I really want to do? The refinery here. You can refine, no, not this one. This guy. You can refine iron with your 4 yield mods. That's killing a lot of batteries, that's one thing. But I think it is actually a little bit better that you, Refinery number 2, kind of get as much iron as possible out of the ores. I think actually right now we're gonna stop here, so we can kind of redo the ship in the next one. So we're gonna drop, yeah, I think we're gonna have to drop this down a little bit, see how that looks. If it doesn't look great, we're gonna have to scrap this bridge and kind of redo it somehow. So we'll keep an eye on that in the next one. We still need a lot of steel plates, so it is taking shape. We slowly evolved it with the design. It was so much like a brick. It still is a brick, but we're getting close. It's taking shape in terms of the design. I've never really used these curved blocks too much or rounded blocks too much, but doing this actually looks decent. We have our wing system with the thrusters, which is kind of initially what we were trying to do in the first place, but just like initially, we don't have the resources to get this all done. So I think I do need to spend some time off camera, sit here, let things refine, and collect more ore. But I think really what we're gonna do next is drop this guy down the bridge, and I think we drop it down close to the middle. I don't even know what the middle is. Probably right around here. So we gotta drop it down 2 or 3 blocks, and we should be good. We could probably find a way to round it upwards, so it should look a little bit better that way. So that's kind of the idea that we can come up with, or if anything, we could extend the double-decking piece here out more, but then that might look a little odd too. So who knows what we're gonna do? But I think we're probably gonna attempt to drop it, see what it looks like. If it looks terrible, we're probably gonna have to keep it as is for the time being, and then move forward from there. Another thing that we want to do is probably start up the kind of the mini mining ship with the small grid, so we can utilize the space for now to do that, and we can always get rid of the ship a little later. And I realized I could have just kind of connected it right there, so that we just lost some space right here. But anyways, yeah, we definitely need a drilling system either on the ship or create a small grid ship to do it. Either one will work fine as long as we can reach there, because what we could also do if we want to is put a conveyor somewhere like right down here, 2 or 3 pistons with a drill stick forward. That'll be long enough to grab the ores that we need anyways, right? So that's a possibility. Not the best route to go, but definitely a possibility that we can attempt if we were desperate to use the ship to do it. But maneuvering a big ship like that is not easy, especially when you're not the best pilot in the world. So you will hit something, I will break something for sure, so we kind of risk all that. But yeah, let's hope things turn out a little bit better on the next one. Right now I think that's the best we're gonna do for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the series, this episode. Leave a like down below. Don't forget to hit up the comment section. And of course, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.